I got some books. Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I have a book haul here. This is most of the books that I've purchased since my last book haul, which was in July. So for that amount of time, it's not that many books. Also, I still have some coming. Some are lost in transit, so I don't know if they'll ever get here, but I'm just gonna go through these. Some I've read and some I have not. So the first one I have, and I hope you can see, is Out of the Easy by LaRue. I think that's how you say her last name. She is a young adult historical fiction writer, and I've read all of her books except this one. So Salt to the Sea was the one I read from her first, and then also Between Shades of Grey and then Fountains of Silence. So this one is set in New Orleans, and I think the 1950s, and the main character is a young girl named Josie, and she is the daughter of a brothel prostitute, and she gets caught up in a murder investigation. So it says that will challenge her conscience, her loyalties, and her darkest fears. So I've loved everything else that she has written, so I'm pretty sure I will enjoy this one as well. Then I got Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. I got the beautiful UK edition, and I read Assassin's Apprentice last July, and I meant to, wait, no, okay. This is the third in the Farseer trilogy. The first is Assassin's Apprentice, then Royal Assassin, and then this one. I have not yet read this second one, but I was like, if I get the third one, that will encourage me to read the second one so that I can read the third one. So this is the first trilogy in Robin Hobb's realm of the Elderlings. I did enjoy the first one, not as much as I would have liked, but I have hope that it's going to get better because I've heard that it gets better. So I'm excited. And these are so beautiful. I love the UK editions. Here is the original trilogy together. Obviously, the book size has grown since the first one, so I'm a little nervous because it gets chunkier, but I hope to read this one soon so that I can finish this trilogy and then move on to the next one, which is about like ships or something. I'm really excited to get to that one. Then I got 2 books from Thrift Books, and I ordered 5 and only 2 have arrived. They said they don't know where the other 3 are, so they did refund me, but I'm hoping that the other 3 show up because I did want them and they're all nonfiction. So these 2 are by Caitlin Doughty, Nigel. The first one I read was Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, which is her memoir about her time working in a crematorium. And then I got her second book, Traveling the World to Find the Good Death, From Here to Eternity. So I've already read both of these. I listened to the audio, which she narrates, so I recommend, but I wanted to have physical copies because I really did enjoy these. I'd like to reference back to them at some point. I have not read her latest one, which is geared towards kids. It's like, will cats eat my eyeballs or something? So she's answering children's questions about death. So she started working in a crematorium, and now she has this whole kind of pursuit to chase the good death, to challenge the funeral industry, especially in America. She is now a mortician or a funeral director. Yes, she's a mortician in Los Angeles. She has her own funeral home. And she also has a YouTube channel if you want to check her out. Just very interesting. Definitely conversations that we need to have more often, because honestly, the funeral industry, the fact that it's an industry, is a sham, and especially in America, it's very limited, it's very expensive, and I just love the conversations that she brings up around that. So I would recommend these if you have not read them yet. I mentioned this book already in a previous video, but I didn't haul it officially, and that's Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a science fiction novel, adult science fiction. I think it's a first contact with aliens where we go to this planet and there's these big sentient spiders there. So it's kind of like, is this world for humans or not? That's a really rough gist. I tried reading this on ebook and thought it would be better to have a physical copy, so I got it. And I hope to get to this one this year because I've heard amazing things about it. All right, I've already read this one and I loved it. I debated on what edition to get, and I ended up getting the UK edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Victoria Schwab, or V.E. Schwab. This book, I loved this book. I now also want to get the US edition, but this UK edition, look at it. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I love the end pages. My only issue is that it's so short. Like, it's so short, but it's beautiful. I really love this book. Victoria Schwab has worked on this for a really long time, and I think it shows because I think this is one of the best books she's written that I've read. So if you haven't heard of it, it's obviously about Addie LaRue, and it starts in like the late 1700s in France. And she essentially is being married to an older man that she doesn't know, and she doesn't want to live that life. She wants time, she wants to explore, and she is granted this wish by basically this demon who makes her immortal. But people will not remember her. So she can talk to someone. If they walk away, come back, they won't remember her. If they close a door, if they go to sleep, they won't remember her. And so it goes through like 300 years of time of her living around the world and showing what it's like to not be remembered, to not be able to leave your mark. And it's a really great story. And then I got this full trilogy, and that is the Poppy War series. So I got the Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, which I already read. I read in July. I loved it. I'm actually rereading it right now. I'm listening to the audiobook in preparation to read The Dragon Republic for the first time, which is the second one. Got a little chunkier. And then finally I will read The Burning God, which came out in November. And I am hearing that it is breaking people's hearts, and I am ready for that heartbreak and devastation. The Poppy War trilogy is a historical military, like war fantasy, very graphic. So please look up trigger warnings, but it is following actual Chinese history with like the Lotus Wars, and the main character Ren is a war orphan who gets into this prestigious military academy and eventually has to go to war because of what's going on in her country. But what I love about it is that Ren isn't just like immediately good at everything. There's some stories you read and the character is just, they've never picked up a sword and all of a sudden they're amazing. Or they've never ridden a horse and now they're the best, whatever, the best rider. But Ren has to work her butt off for everything. She has to study hard, she has to train hard, and some things she becomes great at and some things she still is struggling with. So I like that. I like that struggle. That's realistic. So again, these are really great, but please look up the trigger warnings. There's so much graphic imagery and things that happen in these books because it is modeled after an actual war, and bad things happen in war. So these are great. Well, I say these are great and I've only read the first one, but I know they're going to be amazing. Now this book I've already read and actually finished the series, but it is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. And I already have a copy, but I have the UK edition. The US edition has been out of print, then reprinted, out of print, then reprinted, which is amazing for Shannon. So I was like, I need to get this US edition before it's out of print. And so I just got the US edition of The City of Brass. And if you don't know, this is a adult historical fantasy as well, but it's set in like, is it the 1800s in and around Cairo? But then there's a magical djinn city and it's amazing. The final book came out in June. It's great. I love all of the books in the trilogy. They're all 5 stars from me. So now my collection is complete. Okay, and the last book that I hauled, I don't even know why I'm putting it in this video because it's now going in my unhaul pile. That will be House of Leaves. You see this? House of Leaves by Mark Danielewski. So my friend Danny and I tried to read this in October because I've always read like, it's the most terrifying, creepy, chilling book. Ooh, this book is whack. Okay, look, there's like 2 stories going on. There's like this dude who finds like another story, and so we're following the dude and then also him reading the story. They're both stupid. I hate both plot lines. To be honest, we only got to like 110 pages, but it's just, the format is really unique, and so I was excited about that. Some parts are like this, some parts you need a mirror to read. I could not care less about both storylines. This is peak self-absorbed white man writing. I just couldn't do it. And I'm mad because this paperback cost me $20 plus shipping. I'm upset. So many people said to give it a chance, to keep reading. Once you get past this, I'm like, nah, dog, no. So yeah, I'm unhauling this. I'm pissed. I don't recommend. I didn't even finish it, but I don't recommend. But those are all of the books that I've hauled so far. I still have hope that my 3 lost books will show up. I'm gonna wait a couple more weeks. If not, then I'm gonna have to reorder them. And then I do have a couple of the books that I got from Bookshop recently that'll be coming. So I'll probably only do like quarterly hauls because I honestly don't get that many books per month to warrant like every month to do a haul. So this was my winter haul from the end of 2020. Probably film another one around March or something. My birthday's in February, so I'll probably get some books for that. So I'll have a great haul in March. But anyway, did you get any books for Christmas or any books that you recently purchased that you're really excited about? There's so many like special editions and things coming out of books things I do not need and cannot afford, but I want them. Ooh, the struggle. Anyway, I appreciate you so much for watching this video. If you could give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Let's see. Look at all these books.